It's actually been over a year since I've shown you what I take with me whenever I leave the house. I did recently show you what's in my tech bag, which I'll link up here and pop in the description below, but these are my favourite bits of tech for when I'm leaving the house or just the absolute essentials. And these are in two lists. I've got the essentials, which I absolutely have to take with me everywhere I go, and secondly are the maybes, which are things which I take with me sometimes. So let's just get right into it. First up, there's probably no better place to start this video than to talk about my phone, and this is the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Now, I actually use an iPhone for three main reasons. The first one is I'm in the Apple ecosystem. A Mac Studio is my main computer, and I've got a MacBook Pro for when I'm going out and about, and obviously I love using iPad, so that all kind of syncs up. Two, I'm a content creator as a job, so I need a phone that has brilliant battery life, an amazing screen, and a great camera, and this iPhone has all of those. And three, which is probably the most important, my friends and immediate family all use an iPhone, so that keeps me connected to them the most. And at the end of the day, that's kind of what a phone is for. So that's why I always pick the iPhone. My iPhone setup isn't anything crazy, I only have two screens, but on the second screen I'm using a widget app called Clear Spaces to kind of get this effect. And I really like it because it lets me move to the apps where I want them and to keep the home screen nice and clean, which shows off the wallpaper too. And it lets me rotate these widgets too, so I can have things hidden underneath. It's called Clear Spaces, you'll find it in the App Store. And if you're interested in the wallpaper on this phone which I'm using, this is from my own pack and it's a new one. It's called the Luxe Wallpaper Pack, so I'll link that below as well. It comes in a bunch of colorways, including a dark mode, which are kind of all inspired by these kind of dreamy landscapes. And I really love how they turned out. So if you want to support the channel, that is the best way. Go and check them out. Tethered to my iPhone is another thing I never leave the house without, and that is the Apple Watch Series 4. Now, I've still got the Series 4 because I haven't felt the need to upgrade to any of the newer models since, and none of the new features kind of really did it for me. Even though the Series 7 had that kind of redesign, it wasn't anything which kind of blew me away, so I've just stuck with this. And it's been really good. I've got the white strap on it, which has actually gone, you can probably see there, a little bit green, and that's thanks to this jumper, so I think the white one just kind of rubs off any colour, but I still really love the way that looks. I wear the Apple Watch 5 days a week, but on the weekends, generally speaking, I take it off. And there's two reasons for that. First is I try and take the weekends off, so I try not to work, and having the Apple Watch off kind of removes that buzz from my life, which I'm always checking it whenever I get a notification. So it's a way of just switching off from that aspect, but also because I've recently really fallen in love with mechanical watches. I've been watching a huge amount of watch content on YouTube, and I guess it worked on me because I've been going through watches quite a lot recently, but I finally settled on this one, which is the Nomos Club Campus 38, which is a really beautiful watch. I did have a few Seikos before that, which I was really keen on, but it takes a while to figure out what you're looking for in a mechanical watch. The second reason I like wearing a watch as well is because it's nice to have something which I know will stand the test of time pretty much forever. You know, a lot of these watches don't use batteries, and as long as you keep winding them and using them, they will last forever. And in the world that I live in especially, and we all live in, we seem to be throwing away things all the time, and I wanted something which I'll never throw away, so I'm hoping that this watch will do that for me. Next up is my tiny wallet from Herschel. Now, last year I had a larger one which kind of folded out, which had space for coins and all that sort of stuff, but since COVID hit in the UK, cash is basically not used anywhere, at least not where I'm from, and I've moved everything over to this really small card wallet, and I really like it. It's so simple and minimal, and it just holds about 4 or 5 cards, and it's been really great. And on the inside of that as well, which is something else I always carry, is the little business cards. So I've got the Byte Review one here, and I've got a Kroku one here, which honestly I don't think I've ever given out, but I love the idea that someday I might, and I can be like, hey, here's a business card. But yeah, this is little Herschel Wallet, and they make it in a bunch of colorways, but I just like this kind of black version. And in the same sentiment to the watch thing, I'm planning on just keeping a hold of this hopefully forever, or until it breaks or something like that, because I don't need to replace it and it does the job perfectly. But yeah, that's my little Herschel Wallet. Obviously, I never leave the house without my keys, and I'm using the OrbitKey Organiser to hold all my keys together. I really like this product, and I've worked with OrbitKey in the past, but generally speaking, this has been so awesome. Basically, it's a key holder which holds all your keys nice and steady, and they spin out, and it stops them from jangling around. I do have a car key attached to it, so it does jangle a little bit, but if you don't have a car key, you can just put all of your keys into there, and it's just a nice solid thing you can just remember to take with you. OrbitKey make a bunch of like little things as well, like like this one's got a bottle opener which has got like a screw head on the end and a little ruler as well. So really cool. They do a bunch of other stuff too, and these come in like a huge amount of designs. I've got it in this kind of a leather blue, which I think is called the Crazy Horse version, and it's got a nice bit of a patina to it now, and it's aging really gracefully. So yeah, I really like the OrbitKey Organiser, and of course I'm never leaving the house without my keys. Next up is an absolutely another essential, and that's the AirPods Pros. Now, I don't want to chew your ear off about these because I've talked about these enough, but they are fantastic for working with the iPhone. The noise cancelling is great, and the sound quality is absolutely awesome, and the call quality, which is really important as well. AirPods Pro are kind of unbeaten in that range, but I have also been trying out the Nothing Ear ones because this design is just so awesome, and they kind of really spoke to me, so I had to pick them up. And the way these look are just absolutely incredible. If you've seen any of Nothing's stuff, especially their new phone, it's very, very cool, and it's kind of my vibe all over it. I kind of wish I picked them up in white because I think that's a nicer colorway, but this black colorway is still nice. What I will say about these though, they sound about as good as £100 can sound, and the noise cancelling is okay. The way I kind of see it is like wearing these is like seeing your favorite band live. It's a bit more exciting, and it's a bit more bassy, and it's a bit more boomy, and everything's kind of all over the place, but it is more exciting. Whereas the AirPods Pro is like listening to your favorite band on Spotify or putting the CD on. It's a lot more clear and controlled and how you would expect it. But these are still good. I don't think they're going to replace the AirPods anytime soon, but I really like them still. Okay, so the last thing in this essentials list, which I'd never leave the house without, and this honestly isn't something I'd normally show, but I'm just really, really happy with them, is a pair of Nike shoes, which I recently picked up. These are the Jordan Air Low in bleached coral, and they're absolutely fantastic. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know I like pastel stuff. When I saw these on Jayhawk's channel, I was like, oh my God, I've got to have them. So I ended up picking them up. I'm not really into sneakers, I guess what they're called in America, or shoes in any fashion. I usually just wear Vans or whatever, but these just spoke to me and they're awesome. But yeah, absolutely love these. Wanted to show them to you before I start wearing them and getting them all scuffed up. So that wraps up the essentials, which I kind of never leave the house without. And we're moving over to the maybes now. So these are the sort of things, maybe if we're going out for the day or going to a friend's house or doing some sort of event, I'll take with me. And the first up is the Fujifilm X-E4. I talked about this a little bit in my tech bag video, but I also kind of use this a surprising amount for this channel. I'll use it for kind of side shots and small bits of B-roll. You probably already have seen some which you might not have recognized, but this is great at picking up those everyday snaps. And the Fujifilm colors are so nice, and the film recipes I've been mucking around with just means whatever I get out of this camera just looks great. And it's nice to have something a bit more substantial than my iPhone. And one of the best things about this is you can kind of give it to anyone and they're happy to take photos on it. Whereas if you give them like a Sony camera, like what I'm filming right now, it's kind of scary and like, oh, I don't know what to do. But if you give this to someone and chuck it on auto, you're gonna get a good result. I've also really, really loved this 15 to 45mm lens. It's really, really cheap, and the f-stop is absolutely horrible, but you get a really good range, and I've really enjoyed the results it's delivered. So yeah, that's the Fujifilm X-E4. I take it with me very occasionally, but when I do, always really happy that I have. Next up on the maybe list is this custom modded Game Boy, which I grabbed off eBay. I absolutely love this thing, and again, I've talked about this before. It's been completely reshelled in see-through. It's got a backlight, which is absolutely wonderful, so you can play it wherever. And I've been playing through Pokemon Red again because I started playing through Pokemon Silver, but I remembered how massive that game is, so I wanted something a bit shorter, so I picked up Pokemon Red, and I've been playing through that again, and it's been so wonderful. Again, it's very rare I'd take this with me, but if we're going to a coffee shop for a while, if I've got to get the train somewhere, then I'm always taking this with me. This next maybe hasn't changed since last year. This is the Chili's coffee mug, and I'll take this with me if I'm going to grab a takeaway coffee. Usually I'm working in this office like all day, so I usually go for a walk, and if I do go for a walk, I'll usually end up picking up a coffee from a local coffee shop, so I use this to bring the coffee to and from, and it's really good. You can got a bunch of different colours on Chili's website, and it keeps it hot for ages. Usually bring it back and it's too hot to drink still, so I have to wait, or I'll walk back with the lid off like that. But yeah, I still really like this thing. Been using it for a year now, and it's been solid. Okay, very last thing on the maybe list, and this is the Fjallraven Kanken laptop bag, the 17-inch version. And I usually take this with me when I leave the house because I usually have to get some form of shopping, or if I'm going out somewhere I want to take my laptop with me, I'll take this with me if I don't need my tech bag, which is like fully kitted out. If I don't need to take a camera or anything like that with me and I just need a bit of space, then I always take this one with me. I got a bit obsessed with Kanken gear like a few months ago and ended up picking up this, and I ended up picking up their camera insert, which is surprisingly like excellent. They did a really good job of that, and it slides into here. So if I do fancy taking this on a shoot, then I'll use that camera insert, and it's been fantastic. But yeah, I really like this design. It's classic, can't go wrong, and the kind of black look just, yeah, always works. So I really like that thing. That's the Fjallraven Kanken bag. So that wraps up both the essentials and the maybes for my everyday carry tech whenever I'm leaving the house. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments below what you're using, or if you think there's anything I should check out. I always love to hear what you're thinking. And of course, I will see you all in the next one.